Modeling with linear functions. Okay, first of all, we need to do a little review from Algebra 1. First thing is linear functions are in the form of y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Our slope formula when given 2 points is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And another thing to note in word problems, m is your rate of change, so how you change over time, and b is your starting point. Okay, we're going to start by finding a slope from these 2 points. And again, our slope formula is y2 minus y1, so we're going to take the 6 minus your negative 2 all over 5 minus 9. So it was y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I put a minus a negative 2 because it's minus this negative 2 right here. Minus a negative becomes one big positive sign, so we get 8 over negative 4, which is negative 2. Next, we need to look at a graph. So we need to find 2 points that it perfectly crosses the hash mark on the graphs. So looks like the origin is one good spot, and here's another good one right here. So we're going to do rise over run from graphs. So rise over run. So to get from one point to another, I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3 in the positive direction. Down would have been negative. And then I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, again in the positive direction. Back to the left would have been negative. Okay, to write an equation from a graph, I have to find both m and b. M, as we just did, is rise over run, so I'm going to find 2 points that my graph perfectly crosses the hash marks. Looks like there's 2 spots right there. It's going to be rise 1, 2, 3, run 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. And then b is my y-intercept. I see that my line crosses my y-axis right down here at negative 5. So my equation is going to be y equals, my m is 3 over 2, and my b is a minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to write an equation from 2 points. So again, I need to have it in y equals mx plus b form. So I need to find my m and then my b. To find my m, we do like before, and actually we did this a little bit higher up in your paper, but we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And like earlier, we will get negative 2. So there's my m. To find your b, it's a little bit more work. We need to pick our favorite point. So I'm going to pick the point 5, 6 here. I like that one more because it doesn't have any negatives going on. Recall that points are x, y. So I'm going to take and plug, y in for 6. I'm going to plug negative 2 in for m because that's what I found m to be. Then I'm going to plug 5 in for x because that's what x is in my point that I've highlighted in green. And then last I have plus b, which I don't know yet. So to solve this for b, I'm going to take negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10. And then simply add the 10 over to get b equals 16. So my final answer here is y equals negative 2x plus 16. Okay, next, if I'm going to write an equation from tables, it's just like writing it from points. In fact, each of these are coordinate points here. The table is just a bunch of points. So I have to pick my 2 favorite. And I'm actually going to pick 0, 3, and 1, 7. 0, 3 has a 0 in it. That seems like it would make things pretty easy. And 1, 7 is smaller numbers but not negative. So I have 0, 3, and 1, 7. So start with finding my slope, which is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So I get 4 over 1, which is just 4. And then for finding b, I want to use the point 0, 3 because it looks like it would be easier than 1, 7. That 0 seems like it might cancel something out. But you could use 1, 7 if you wanted to. So in for y, I'm going to plug 3. In for m, I'm going to put 4. And for x, I'll put 0. So 4 times 0 is 0, so I just get left with 3 equals b. My final answer is y equals 4 because that's my m, x plus 3, which is my b. We would have gotten the same answer no matter which pair of points we picked from this table. It's just that the 2 green ones highlighted look to be the easiest to me. Okay, last thing we have is an application. We have 2 prom venues, and they charge rental fee plus a per student fee. So right away, whenever I say this, I want you to think rental fee, that must be your y-intercept, that's your b, it happens once. And then this per student fee happens over and over, because hopefully more than one student's going to the prom, so that's going to be your slope. The table below shows the cost for Lakeside Inn, and the total cost y for x students at Sunview Resort is modeled by y equals 10x plus 600. So if I look at this equation right away, I know that the rental fee for this venue is 600 because that's my y-intercept, and I know that it's $10 per student to go in there because that's my slope. So the questions I need to answer are which venue charges less per student, and at how many students are the venue the same?